One. All right, we are live. Barstool Units, episode 39.
Tally ho, sir. Yes, indeed. It does be that we on the number 39.
That's good enough, Frank. That's good enough.
I
Welcome to
mean, my
Barstool
Dolphins playing like
Units.
a bunch of wankers. Bloody hell.
They must have gone to some boozers before the game, before the match.
Well, that's what the Dolphins the fans need is the supporters. I mean, we've been put through the winker by these freaking rankers.
You know what? Here's the thing. That may be the perfect British accent because I couldn't understand a word you said. So, welcome to Barstool Units. I'm Coach Doug's with me as always, Frank the Tank. Frank, I usually ask you how you're doing, but after this past weekend, I think I know how you're doing. How you doing?
It's a sticky willy tallywigget. The Dolphins are just a bunch of fucking wankers that they just don't know how to win. They don't know how to play.
I need to send this to Troops and ask him to decipher what you're saying. So this past weekend, the Jaguars got their first win. It's about time, and it came against the Dolphins, which really doesn't mean anything, but it's the first win. It was Trevor Lawrence's first win. It was the first time a rookie QB has won in London. It was Urban Meyer's first win, and it broke the 20-game winning streak or 20-game losing streak.
And the Jaguars really look at times they wanted to lose that game.
Yeah, I was not. I said it in my Jags recap that I was not confident going into the game. If they won, awesome, but I didn't expect them to win. And then at times during the game, actually most of the game, I did not expect them to win.
I mean,
there was some great passes here and there, and I mean, obviously, it all comes down to Matt Wright's field goals.
I mean, the Dolphins were without Xavier Howard, who is their best defensive player.
Mm-hmm.
They were also without Byron Jones. Myles Gaskin Myles Gaskin, he actually runs like he has cement shoes. And he also catches like he has cement hands.
Yeah,
I mean, he's a regular Venus de Milo out there.
After the game, we were live streaming it on your YouTube channel that this Barstool Units goes out on, and I was just yelling Duval, which I was excited to do. I hope to do that in the stadium in Jacksonville soon. I hope to be the Duval cheer at the beginning of the game. You had some other words. The Dolphins
fired him fucking all, especially fucking Chris Greer. I mean, whoever the new GM is, if he wants to fire Brian Flores, go ahead, because Brian Flores had a awful game. I mean, just absolutely foolish uses of the challenge flag.
Yeah, that was the big thing for me. I mean, you can say one way or the other, the gameplay or whatnot, motivating your players, but I don't know. I don't follow the Dolphins that closely, but just those two challenges were just
what are you doing?
Challenges.
What are you doing?
The plays were, and it wasn't that they were. It wasn't that the plays themselves were so obvious the other way. It was that they were so obviously, what's the word? Incontrefutable?
There was not
irrefutable. There we go.
Whatever the Gaskins play was going to be called on the field was going to be what it was going to stand. It was inconclusive if he caught it or if he didn't catch it.
Exactly, and that's the thing. So it's not even. I feel like that's worse. I feel like like you have to know that's too close to call, and so they're not going to overturn it.
But what about the punt? The one that they grazed the finger? I mean, the ball didn't even change direction. I mean,
yeah.
What are you doing?
I mean, they were literally hoping to see like his finger move a bit, like his fingertip. It clearly didn't hit his helmet, which I thought they were first saying it hit his helmet. Clearly didn't hit his helmet. Then they had to look at his fingertips. But again, if you're going down to the fingertips to see if his fingertips moved, that's probably a bad challenge.
Well, in baseball, they must have been watching a lot of baseball this year. Because if someone is like off the base for a fraction of a second, they'll overturn it, and they'll take 7 minutes to actually overlook the call.
Yeah,
and they'll blow it up, freeze it up. They'll actually call the NASA Space Lab, especially if it involves the Mets.
Get the Hubble telescope involved.
Yep.
Well, Jaguars got their first win.
Yeah, this year 90% of all replay challenges went against the Mets. In fact, there was one where a Met player slid in the bag, was clearly safe, came up for 1 gazillionth of a second by a centimeter, which is equal to about 1/1000th of an inch. For 1 millisecond of a millisecond, and they reversed the call.
Really?
And took 15 minutes to do it.
Yeah, that can't help the issue of speeding up the game at all.
I mean, I even hate when that call goes for the Mets. The pop-up slide.
Yeah, just rather not have the call.
I mean, so the fact that it was clear that it didn't even hit his finger, and if it hit his finger, it grazed the finger.
Yeah, there was no way you could overturn it.
There was no way you could even think about overturning that call.
Yeah. What about Tua? Did Tua look good to you?
Tua,
outside of one or two passes.
Tua had one bad pass, but he was serviceable.
Yeah.
The offensive line is bad. Jalen Waddle actually had a good game, still not worth a fucking number of top 5 pick.
That first series.
Yeah, but he's not worth the price they paid for him to trade down from 3 to 12, back up to 6, and giving up this year's number 1.
Yeah, I still have to look into that because it just doesn't. I don't.
Yeah. They got the Niners pick included in that, and the Niners are not going to pick in the top 15 at least. The Niners are going to probably pick like 25th.
Not based on today's records, today's standings.
They're going to be picking in the 20s. Guarantee it.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the Dolphins are probably going to be picking. That pick that they gave up is probably going to be if it was today, it would probably be the second pick.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, let's see. The Lions are the only winless team right now.
Yep.
Yeah, there's a chance we would probably.
But the Lions actually go winless again.
I mean, I thought the Jaguars could do it. And some part of me still says the Jaguars could do it this year. I don't know.
You know what I say? Thanksgiving's for 3 things: food, family, and remembering that the Detroit Lions are an NFL franchise.
Yep, it's when your head coach is out there crying like that's, and like football guy crying, not moping around or anything, but just
they've had some hideous losses this year.
Yeah, I think if Urban Meyer knew how to cry, like if it was programmed into him, I think he could do that too.
I mean, the loss to the Ravens, the loss to the Vikings. I mean, those are just hideous losses.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he couldn't turn it. He can't, well, I want to say he can't, but it's difficult to turn around a ship, when it's going in the opposite direction.
And Jared Goff is, as you can see right now, he was never good.
Yeah. I mean, I think there's a reason LA got rid of him.
And Matthew Stafford's got to be just so pleased as punch that he's out of Detroit.
Yeah. I mean, think about it. I mean,
I think if they held on to Matthew Stafford another year or two and refused to trade him, he would have been joining the golf tour with Barry Sanders and Megatron.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Retired because you just can't stand just losing anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, you had an all-time great running back and an all-time great receiver, both retired.
Hall of Fame.
They're even better than Hall of Fame. I mean, they're
in the Hall of Fame. It's not just like they're great; like they are in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, but they're like the top. They're like on the top floor of the Hall of Fame. They're not on the. They're not in the lobby of the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. Detroit will do that to you, man. Well, the Dolphins lost. The Dolphins they have 1 win now. Yeah, Dolphins have 1 win. Jaguars 1-5. So we're there together. Some good news. The Devils are 2-0. Went to my first NHL game, and Devils beat the Blackhawks. Now they've beat the Kraken. You've seen all 32 NFL or NHL teams play.
Yes, indeed. I've seen all 32 teams again.
Yep.
You know, whenever there's an expansion team, then you had to go see that team. And by the fact that the Kraken still haven't played an official home game yet, I've seen the Kraken before many of their fans have actually seen them.
Yeah. So, well, I'm enjoying it. I'm still learning the rules and everything. Like I said, I was never a big hockey guy. I cheered for the Lightning in the 2000s. Was that Le Cavalier?
Vincent LeCavalier.
Yeah.
Vincent LeCavalier.
So I remember wanting to get a Lightning jersey of him back in the 2000s, but I never really watched hockey. It was never like my main sport or anything. And when I chose the Devils, it was between the Rangers, the Lightning, or the Devils. The Rangers would have been an easy pick. Madison Square Garden, just walk across the street to games. Red, white, and blue. New York City, Statue of Liberty. I mean, it's all there. But you told me that they pushed out the New York Americans, and I
Yeah,
just
there were a number of for 25 years. There was only 6 teams in the NHL, and the last of the early teams that folded was the New York Americans. The Rangers won the Stanley Cup in 1940, and then they finished off their lease. Well, not to finish off the lease. They finished paying off the mortgage to Madison Square Garden. They owned a building and basically told the Americans, "You're going to have to find a new building."
Yeah.
They're going to move to Brooklyn. Then World War II hit. They suspended operations during World War II. They were thinking about restarting after World War II, and they had 5 votes in favor of them being allowed to restart.
Mm-hmm.
The 1 vote against and blocking their being able to restart was the New York Rangers.
And it had to be unanimous. Like they needed the Rangers vote.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, the idea that I could cheer for a team that pushed out the Americans, I mean,
And the Americans were the first team in the NHL in New York. They were there a year before the Rangers. The Rangers saw how successful they were, and so the owners of Madison Square Garden, Tex Rickard, said that, "Ooh, I want my own team."
Yeah,
and Tex Rickard,
which is fair.
And Tex Rickard said, "Come see Texas's Rangers," and that's how the team got the name.
That's all fair. That's all fair. Well, they pushed out the Americans, so I couldn't choose. I couldn't choose the Rangers and the Lightning, even though that's my hometown or it's my home state, Tampa Bay, Florida. But they won back-to-back titles, and I feel like
they're on the verge of being a dynasty.
Yeah, I feel like if I said, "Oh, hey, I'm a hockey fan now, and my team is the Tampa Bay Lightning," that's a bandwagon, right? I mean,
that kind of is a bandwagon.
And even if I'm not, even if it's not a matter of, oh, I'm starting to cheer for the Lightning because they won their championships, it's kind of like a conflict of interest. Like just the appearance of a conflict of interest is a problem. So I chose.
For a long time, the Lightning were a bad team. Their first decade was pretty bad.
Yeah.
Then they got the Calgary Flames released Martin St. Louis, and he hooked on with the Lightning and became a superstar for a few years.
Yeah.
They actually won a cup with Martin St. Louis playing a key role against the Flames. Then they had the lockout. All their top players kind of got old, but they did a good job of rebuilding quickly. And they've been in the conference finals. They've been in the Stanley Cup finals. They've won President's trophies, and they've won back-to-back Stanley Cups.
Yeah.
I mean, the last 5 years, the Lightning have been consistently the best team in the NHL.
Yeah. Yeah, except for that sweep in the playoffs, 2 years ago now? 3 years ago?
And they had the best regular season, one of the best regular seasons in NHL history that year, and it just was one of those fluky, crazy things.
Yeah. Well, so I'm not a Lightning fan. Some people asked about the Panthers. Obviously, hey, Florida Panthers. I have a lot of friends who are Panthers fans. They're based out of Miami. I can't do that. Anything connected to Miami, I'm not about it.
They haven't won a playoff series since 1996.
Really.
Their third season in existence. They made a run to the Stanley Cup final and have not won a playoff series since.
I think this year might be the year then.
Yeah, they've been better lately.
Yeah.
They had one series 2012 where they lost to the Devils in 7 games, and Game 6 and Game 7 both went to overtime.
It's crazy. Well, I'm a Devils fan, and so that's that. I need to find a jersey. I think I'm going to look for a Martin Brodeur jersey in my size. I'm going to be honest with you. The traffic into Newark today for the game or last night, it made me reconsider it. I was when we did not move, when the traffic light changed 4 times, and we had not moved at all. I thought to myself, have I made a mistake?
That traffic was really bad today. I don't know why.
The Rangers are right there across 7th Avenue.
I don't know why the traffic was that bad. It usually isn't that bad.
I don't know. We'll have to leave earlier next time. But
yeah, well, usually when I was working at the courthouse, I would get to the games at 5:00.
Yeah. Well, you're not at the courthouse anymore,
nope.
Frank.
So probably I thought getting that 5:30 train would have been good enough, and apparently it wasn't.
Nope. Yeah. So you're no longer at the courthouse. Do you miss the courthouse?
Not in the least.
I'm sure the people that you worked with will be sad to hear that. Yeah. But yeah, so Devils are my team. I'm excited for it. And I mean, so far they're my most winningest team. They're 2-0. I've been to 2 games and they've won each one. Hopefully they'll win the third one. Was it Thursday?
Yeah, Thursday's gonna be a tough one. They're actually playing a good team this time.
Yeah.
They're not playing a Blackhawks team that really has no defense.
Yeah.
They're not playing an expansion team that doesn't have any cohesiveness. They're playing the Washington Capitals, who won the Stanley Cup not too long ago.
Yeah.
And they have one of the great all-time players on their team, and Alex Ovechkin.
Mm-hmm. I'm looking forward to it. I'm enjoying the sport in person. I can actually see the puck, so that's nice. Can't really see the puck on TV. I'm not sure if it's just horrible eyesight, but yeah. So I'm a Devils fan. I'm looking forward.
I don't know if you're probably too young to remember. Didn't even watch hockey in the 90s when it was on Fox. Fox took hockey to a ridiculous level
in a good way.
They actually had like a cartoon puck where it would glow. Yeah. And if they were skating the puck against the board, it actually looked like the puck was going through people's heads in the front row of the stands. And when someone hit the puck, they'd show like a tail on it, like it was a comet shooting it. Now, and when someone scored, they had 2 robots that would like beat each other up whenever there was a goal scored.
Yeah. Now that sounds awfully advanced for 90s TV.
1995.
I mean the yellow line in football. I mean that seemed to be an issue even in the early 2000s.
Yeah, that's sort of coming out like around late 90s though. The yellow line.
Yeah.
Well, Fox. It wasn't until Fox got into football that they actually had score bugs. I remember watching sports without score bugs.
Yeah. You had to wait until they went to commercial or something and they showed it.
Yeah, if you were flipping between games, you wouldn't know the score unless there was no score bug.
Yeah, I've been watching. My dad's been putting a bunch of his old FSU 80s videotapes of 80s FSU games onto DVD, and I've noticed that we were watching a Dion highlight reel, and they don't show the scores. But I'm a Devils fan now. I'm excited. Who knows? This could be the Devils' year, and I could be a part of that. Pretty cool.
I mean, it wouldn't. To me, if the Devils get around 90 points, are in the playoff race till the end of the season, that would be a successful season.
That'd be a great year.
Yes.
Based on your expectations, that'd be a great year.
Yeah, I mean, just look at the roster. If you look at the Devils roster, I mean,
It's a lot of young guys, right?
It's one. I mean, minus players like PK Subban, it's one of the youngest rosters in the, if not the youngest roster in the NHL. I mean, Jack Hughes is like is 20 years old. Uh, I mean, let's see. I mean, I'm looking at the roster right now. The oldest center they have is Frederic Gaudier, who is 26. And you got 19. The guy that scored his first goal tonight, Dawson Mercer, he's 19. He turns 20 in 2 weeks. Actually, turns 20 next week. Thomas Tatar, he's old. Vessey's old. I mean, the wingers are a little older, but Jesper Bratt, he's 23. I mean, the defense, the PK Subban is 32, and Jonathan Bernier are the only two Devils over the age of 30. Oh, Tatar too. So they have only the Devils have only 3 players over the age of 30, and the rest of the team is like 21, 22, 24, 23.
Yeah. It's a young team.
And they don't even have some of their stars yet. I mean, Ty Smith hasn't played yet this year. He's only 21. Luke Hughes is going to be playing in college this year. He's a couple of years away. I mean, Mackenzie Blackwood, who's going to be the regular goalie once he's healthy, or he'll switch back and forth with Bernier.
Mm-hmm.
He's 24. I mean, this is a very young team. Colton White is 24. I mean, they don't have many. It's a lot of players are under the age of 25 on this team.
Yeah,
and that's a good thing for the future. But I mean, Pavel Zacha, he's 24. I mean, this is a young team that's maybe a year or two away from actually being something. But the fact that they got a young core that's just starting to fill in.
Yeah,
and there's more players left. There's Holtz, who's down in Utica right now, who's going to be pretty good. Utica, Adirondack. Most of those players don't make it to the NHL, but
well,
Utica is supposed to be pretty good this year.
Yeah, well, I'm looking forward to going to more games while I'm up here. Speaking of which, I will be going back down to Florida for a week or two. Still looking for a place, but good news on your side, right?
Looks like I'm about ready to move. I got the lease now. Now the only question is, when can I move in, and when do I get the keys?
So you've already filled out the application and you've been approved and everything.
Yep.
Basically, just so you pretty much you're right there. You've gotten it.
Yep.
Good deal.
And now I just got to know what day I'm going to be able to move in. The issue at my place is the new place is it's new construction. Who knows when it's going to be 100% ready?
Yeah, but you're on the right path. You found a place, and it's just a matter of when they're going to let you move in.
Yep, and of course I'm still planning on doing that trip to Florida in November to watch the Dolphins play. So why should I'm wondering why I should torture myself that way.
Well, I might be down there. Even if I do find a place up here, hopefully I'll find a place up here by then. I'll still be moving some stuff, so I'll probably be down there with you in Miami, and hopefully we can get up to Orlando so you can watch the Dolphins on Thursday and Sunday, and maybe in between those games, maybe you can go see some Dolphins.
Well, yeah, I want to pet a dolphin.
Yeah, I think we can do that. I still have my Florida driver's license, so we can get some Florida citizen discounts, and who knows? Maybe we'll get you in the water with them.
I mean, do you realize that a dolphin is actually probably next to humans is the smartest creature on the face of the earth?
Yeah, they're up there.
I mean, the dolphins are able to like kill sharks just by like trapping sharks.
Yeah.
I mean, the dolphins give sharks headaches.
And we're gonna get you in the pool with some of them.
I mean, they're just as probably as smart as a dog, maybe even smarter than dogs.
Yeah, I would probably say smarter than dogs. I'd probably say smarter, but I don't know. We'll find out. We're gonna go to Orlando, maybe in between the games, maybe after one of the games, and we'll have you pet a dolphin. Maybe get in and swim with the dolphins. We'll see. But either way, that should be a fun time. And I gave away my Tennessee hoodie. Tennessee bet. Unfortunately, Tennessee lost, but I still got the hoodie from the bet. And unfortunately, it only went up to 3XL. I'm not getting down to 3XL in the next month in order to wear this hoodie. So I gave it away to somebody on Twitter. But I did meet with somebody today who is basically I'm not sure what the right word is. He is the supplier of all the big and tall clothing for Fanatics, NHL, MLB, NBA, Mitchell and Ness, Majestic. He basically supplies all the big and tall clothing. And I had a meeting with him today.
Basically, he supplied my wardrobe.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh yeah, he supplies to Destination XL. He supplies to even what like women's big and tall, but Destination XL king size. He is like their supplier.
I think Lane Bryant is the big supplier for the women.
Yeah, Lane Bryant's one of them. I'm not sure if he's connected with him, with her, or with that organization or not. But
anyway. Lane Bryant is owned by the same people as King Size.
Okay, well then he probably does deal with them. But I met with him today. He's actually in New York, based out of New York, and has a warehouse in New Jersey. Real cool guy, really nice guy. You can tell he's a straight shooter, and hopefully, we're gonna be talking, and he's gonna be sending me some things, and hopefully we can get an actual Barstool big and tall line going.
The unit size.
Exactly. So nothing yet, it's nothing official or anything, but I am talking to him, and hopefully we can get that going. So there's a lot of stuff looking forward to, a lot of stuff on the horizon, a lot of good things on the horizon. But yeah, that's Barstool Units.
And of course, we're going to do a few more Devil games this week. We got a game Thursday. We got a game Saturday.
I might be gone by Saturday.
Oh well.
Well, don't seem too upset about it, Frank.
Well,
that's no.
Whatever your plans are,
we'll figure it out. Maybe I'll stay a day extra just to make sure the Devils win.
I got 2 tickets for every game, so I'm going to offer them to a lot of people this year. I'm going to be going with a lot of people. I know. I've got plans to go to against my best judgment to bring Avery to a game.
Yeah, I can't wait for some Rangers Devils games at Madison Square Garden. That'll be fun.
Yep, I know I'm going with Avery to one of those games.
Yeah,
cool. Avery's father. I don't know if you know this about Avery. Mm-mm. When the Rangers won the Stanley Cup in 1994, they ended a 54-year drought, 54-year drought, which was at the time the longest drought in NHL history.
Mm-hmm.
That now has been equaled by the Maple Leafs, who next year will actually top it. So if the Maple Leafs would have won this year, they would have tied the Rangers. So now the Maple Leafs are now 1 year longer than the Rangers drought.
Yeah.
So when they won, there was a fan that held up a sign, and it said, "Now I can die in peace." And that's Avery's father held up that sign.
It's classic.
I mean, very classic.
20 years later, his son's working for Barstool right across the street.
Yep. But and then it will be good. And then we'll also have the content with Frankie Borelli, him and his Islanders.
Oh yeah. I mean, listen, I'm excited for all of it.
And then of course you got Flyer games. I mean, I'm wondering if we dare at some point this year going into hostile territory.
I don't know about that. I could be persuaded possibly, but
I mean, we could get to a Ranger game and probably not have many issues.
Yeah, I don't think the idea of going into Philadelphia.
But Philadelphia is a little rougher. Philadelphia fans are a little nastier.
No, I don't know who told you that.
It goes
I'm
back
sure
to, I
that's
don't know
wrong.
if you know your hockey history.
I know my Philadelphia history.
They had a team in the 70s, won 2 Stanley Cups, and the name of the team was the Broad Street Bullies. And they were basically the dirtiest team that ever existed.
Yeah.
They had players like Bobby Clark, who was their best player, was a dirty player. David Schultz was a very dirty player. I mean, they played an exhibition game against the Red Army team, the Soviet Union, and the Soviet Union came in and kicked everyone's ass. This is the same team that basically lost to the Miracle on Ice team, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
And this is like 4 years beforehand. They dominated everything. They were on like a 30-game winning streak. They lost to the Flyers, and they actually tried to quit after the first, like in the middle of the first period, because the Flyers were like just taking so many cheap shots that they actually left the bench.
They almost stopped the Russians.
Yeah, they kicked the Russians' ass. The Flyers. You know, I might hate the Flyers, but I think that's a proud moment that they did. The Flyers didn't just beat the Russians; they kicked the Russians' ass, and they almost beat the Russians to a point of submission.
Yeah, I can appreciate that. I can appreciate that. Well, I don't know if I'll be going to Philadelphia, but I'll definitely go to Madison Square Garden and more.
And we should also see if maybe we could get to UBS Arena one of these times too.
And who plays there?
That is the new arena.
New Islanders.
Yeah, the Islanders haven't even played a game there yet.
Nice.
Opens November. The poor Islanders had to play their first 13 games on the road, but you know what? If they could survive that, that means like they'll be playing almost every game at home the rest of the season.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited for it. I mean, just becoming a hockey fan in general, but also a Devils fan opens up a whole lot more stuff to do, a whole lot more excitement, especially. And now I can collect Devils cards.
You know what the best thing about hockey is, and that's why, like, if you notice, these games are over by like 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
I mean,
what a 2-hour game.
It typically takes 2.5 hours, and that's with the 18-minute intermissions.
Yeah.
The only that's long is getting in and getting out with traffic sometimes.
Yeah. The commute there with the traffic.
There had to be something going on with that traffic today. It's usually not that bad. It wasn't even that bad on opening night.
No, it really wasn't. It really wasn't.
There had to be something else going on.
I don't know. Well, hopefully it'll be different with the season moving forward. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Got a whole lot of stuff going on with hopefully Barstool Big and Tall line. You're going to be in Miami. I'll probably be down there with you. And more Devils games, more card content. I mean, just a whole bunch of stuff going on. Putt, obviously. And yeah, that's Barstool.
Yep, we got to hit more putt soon. More putt soon.
For sure. That's Barstool Units, episode 39. I'm Coach Doug's. Frank, please take us out.
All right. So I don't know what to sing right now. I don't have any song in my mind.
Is it because the Devils are winning? The Devils are winning, and like you have a winning team, and you're just like, I don't know what to do with this.
No, I don't know.
This is the first time you're stumped, Frank. I love it. I love it. The Devils are winning. Frank is stumped. Everything's looking up.
Well, hopefully the Nets can get their act together. They got blown out in their first game, and Kyrie Irving is just a selfish prick.
You want in there?
That sounds good to me.
All right. Oh, click like and subscribe, right?
Oh, yeah, of course. You got to tell them to click like and subscribe.
Good deal.